So it turns out to be the case that the analysis of human cognition is fundamentally what we call a compositional or maybe a decompositional analysis by which we take a complex competence and we decompose it into a set of facts and units which underlie that particular competence. This raises the question if there are all these little bits and pieces which underlie the competence, how is it that these bits and pieces organize themselves together to produce a coherent piece of behavior? And that is the critical role that the goal structure plays in the system, that it essentially provides the organizing structure, essentially orchestrates which pieces of knowledge you need to use at any particular point in time. It's actually quite compelling, I think, if you look at complex tasks. We have looked at a number of complex tasks. Probably the skill that we've examined most is computer programming, where we take students and we sort of follow them through performing, essentially writing computer programs which involve creating many steps of code or lines of code. And essentially what we can do is sort of look at their success at coding successive lines in a particular program. And what we will see over the learning period, if we look at kind of percent correct, or maybe better measured number of errors, we will find curves that sort of look like this. There's no apparent pattern. One line they're doing well, next line they're making an error. It looks like a total chaos. However, it turns out that if you do a cognitive task analysis and find out when it is the same rule is applying from point to point, you'll find out that this might be the first time a rule will apply, this is the next time, this is the next time, and this is the next time. And so that the individual rules or units that you are postulating, in fact, are following very systematic learning curves. But in fact, underlying the skill of computer programming, even at the novice level that we teach it, are hundreds of these rules. And so when you look at the amalgam of all these individual rules, you can get a very chaotic picture. In fact, I think perhaps the strongest piece of evidence for rules as the underlying unit in which to analyze human cognition is the systematicity that appears in learning once you take a complex skill, identify the rules that are underlying it, and trace those rules out individually.